sponsored by Let's Get Checked. Vitamin D is known to play a critical role in bone health. Scientists are also finding additional evidence of how vitamin D affects our immune system. Recently, a large retrospective study from Israel identified a pre-infection deficiency of vitamin D was associated with increased COVID disease severity and mortality. Restrictions have also made people not getting as much sunlight. But the question is, how would you know if your vitamin D level were insufficient or deficient? What does the lab value mean for you? Should you get your vitamin D level checked? Let's find out more. I'm Dr. Han, and welcome to my classroom. First, let's look at how do labs report vitamin D levels. The labs measure 25-hydroxy vitamin D circulating in people's blood. They typically give the measurement in two different units, either nanogram per ml or nanomole per liter, and depending on your country, you may see different units being used. Mathematically, 1 nanogram per ml equals 2.5 nanomole per liter. Generally, there are two categories of tests, immunoassays and high-performance liquid chromatography or HPLC assays. HPLC assays with mass spectrometry is the gold standard because it is the most accurate measurement. So how common is vitamin D deficiency? According to the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements, vitamin D levels between 12 to 20 nanogram per ml or 30 to 50 nanomole per liter are insufficient, and less than 12 nanogram per ml or 30 nanomole per liter are associated with vitamin D deficiency. Sometimes, individual labs may report a slightly different normal range. For example, take this table published by the Mayo Medical Laboratories. They set the lowest optimum vitamin D level to be 25 nanogram per ml. Typically, a lab value greater than 30 nanogram per ml is optimum to maintain a healthy level. Vitamin D levels in the body also vary seasonally, particularly for people living in higher latitudes who receive very little sunlight in the winter. A study from UK measured the seasonal variation in serum vitamin D concentrations among 7,430 British, and typically the average level of vitamin D was below the sufficient level from January to June. It was estimated that 5.9% of Americans, 7.4% of Canadians, and 13% of Europeans have severe vitamin D deficiency, which is less than 12 nanogram per ml. About 1 in 4 Americans, 1/3 of Canadians, and about 40% of Europeans have insufficient vitamin D levels. Even in lower latitude countries such as India, there has been an estimated 490 million individuals who have vitamin D deficiency. So what are the signs and symptoms of low vitamin D level? Now, the signs and symptoms of low vitamin D levels are not very obvious and specific in adults. Common symptoms include mood changes, bone loss, muscle cramps or weakness, back pain, and fatigue. These symptoms are commonly associated with aging and a general lack of enough sleep. Now the question is, should you get your vitamin D level checked? It is safe to assume that many people have low levels of vitamin D. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, consisting of a team of physicians and clinical scientists, published an updated recommendation statement in 2021 regarding screening for vitamin D deficiencies in adults. In their statement, they believe that everyone may require a varying amount of vitamin D, and there is no clear consensus of what vitamin D level is best for optimal health, and therefore they cannot conclude the balance of benefits and harms of screening for vitamin D deficiencies in adults who don't have symptoms. Choosing Wisely Canada suggested that patients with osteoporosis and severe digestive system diseases should consider getting a vitamin D test. MedlinePlus.gov suggested people with a higher risk of vitamin D deficiency, such as older adults, obesity, and lack of exposure to sunlight, may also get vitamin D checked. An older article listed the expensive cost of measuring vitamin D as the reason for not doing universal vitamin D screening. Although patients with known risk factors such as decreased gastrointestinal, liver, and kidney functions may benefit from knowing their vitamin D level, which may help to guide replacement therapy. Like many people living at a higher latitude, I don't nearly get enough sun exposure in the winter months, although I try to make sure I eat enough food rich in vitamin D. There are days I just feel tired and lack energy, but because I'm young and relatively healthy, my doctor said I don't need to get a vitamin D level checked. But I want to take my own health into my own hand, so I decided to look into at-home vitamin D testing kit. After doing some research myself, there are at least 3 different vitamin D at-home testing kits with good reviews. One of the most established home testing kits company, Let's Get Checked, graciously sent me an essential vitamin testing kit, which checks vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin E levels. I received the home testing kit in 2 business days in discreet packaging. The testing kit has clear instructions and everything I need to collect a blood sample. Unfortunately, I had a cold hand in the morning, so I had to prick my finger twice to get a good blood flow to fill the collection vial. So make sure you have a warm hand before you prick your fingers. Now, after I sent in my blood samples, after 3 days or so, I received a phone call from their nurse regarding a out-of-range result. Now, the nurse explained to me what the test result was, what it meant for me, and also answered some of my questions. The nurse was very professional, and she also followed up with me regarding my questions about what testing lab methods they use to measure vitamin D levels. So despite me trying to eat as much vitamin D rich food, my level was still at the lower end. This may explain why I got so tired very easily. Well, overall, I'm very satisfied with their service and this particular product. Although health insurance companies do not reimburse Let's Get Checked home testing kits, I can pay for the test with my health saving account card in the future. If you would like to get your vitamin levels tested at home, go to trylgc.com/drhon. Use promo code drhon30 for 30% off. Your health should never take a back seat. Thanks to Let's Get Checked and all of you for supporting this channel. Looks like I'm going to pick up some vitamin D supplements very soon. I'm also starting to produce more health wellness videos on this channel, so jump into the comments and let me know what you would like to learn more from me. And if you think I've earned it, please hit the like and subscribe button so more people can learn from this channel. And meanwhile, please stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you all of you again, and I hope to see you next time. Please take care. Bye.